Hello everyone, this is a video introduction for two classes that I'm teaching this summer, my statistics class and my research methods class. Now I'm going to do this video together because even though the classes are different and the material is different, the layout of the course and the tools that we are going to use in Blackboard are essentially the same. So what I'm recording here is actually the page for my statistics class, but those of you that are in the research methods class, it's basically the same locations for things, the same tools we're going to be using. Alright, real quick, I'm Dr. Joshua Smallridge. And just purpose of this video, as I said, is basically give you an overview of what we're going to be using in Blackboard. And to start us out, this is the page you guys probably came in on. It's the announcements page. I've set the announcements page to be the first page that comes open whenever you turn on your course, whenever you enter this course. That way if there's anything that comes up, that'll be the first thing you see. But then over from there, the other thing you want to pay attention to is there's this home page. That takes you to what we see here, which basically has a lot of useful information. It has the announcements again. If there's any new announcements, they're going to show up here. But since you're starting on that page, that's not really that important. But it also has like this what's new function. So if there's like new assignments, new announcements, anything like that, it's going to show up. There's also various other things. This to-do list over here will also kind of help you keep track of what's due, and you can kind of see, okay, what assignments are coming up due. You see tomorrow, this week, in the future, and that stuff can be listed there. So it's another good way to keep track of everything. But okay, the general layout for this course, everything you're going to need in this course is over here on the sidebars. The main thing you're going to be interacting with are the course content pages, which, because this is going to be a 10-week course, most summer classes are 5, but these two are both 10 weeks, there's basically a content page for each week. Now right now you guys should only be able to see week 1, but I wanted to open all these up for this video so you can see what all will be here at the end, and also I need to access some of the other ones to show you guys some of the tools we're going to be using. So we'll come back to this. The other thing you want to get in the home page here, syllabus, that's just a direct link. If you click there, you have a very quick access to the syllabus so you can go back and check whenever you need to. Now, first thing I want to cover are some of the tools we're going to be using this class. All of your communication with me, I prefer that you use Blackboard email. Most of your courses call this Blackboard messages, but I think Blackboard email makes more sense. That's more akin to what it actually is. So to use that, you click on Blackboard email, and the first thing that comes up, there's an inbox and a sent box. This basically has everything that you've sent in it, so you can go back and look at things you've already sent. This also, let's say you think, okay, did I actually attach an attachment to a file I was sending out? You can go back in and check that. The inbox obviously is whatever incoming mail you have. So if you had mail, you would click on here, it'd bring you in, and it would show up. Now you can also create messages from either of these pages, and when you do that, you basically go in and you select who you're going to send it to and go on from there. It's pretty self-explanatory. But other stuff we're going to use that you see here, the calendar is going to be useful. You click on that, basically pulls up a calendar of, you can see actually assignments and stuff are listed on here. This isn't completely populated yet, but you guys can see what are some of the things that are coming up. So I encourage you to look at that. Again, what I have here doesn't have everything actually on it yet, but you guys will be able to see what's required. My grades is where you would click to actually see your grades in this course once you actually start getting some grades. And yet another link to announcements. These last one down here, we don't really need to worry about tools, but Blackboard Help, that takes you to a page created by the company that runs Blackboard that has like some FAQs and that type of thing if you run into any issues. Now, let's jump back up to course content here. As I said, this is where you're going to be mostly doing stuff in this class. And so let me come back to first and show you guys how you got to where you're at currently. Obviously you came in, you clicked here on this course link, and it brought you into our first module page, and you guys navigated through that until you eventually got to the page with this video on it. So, but there's another way you can access this, and this will probably, after this week, this will be how you access most of the material, and also the second part, the second unit for this week is how you would access it this way. And that's go in this course content, you see week 1, 519 to 525, so you click there, introduction unit, that's the unit you are currently in right now watching this video. But you can also see that Unit 1 is here, which I also have dates here showing you when you should complete things. You should start Unit 1 on 5/21 and finish it by 5/25. Now again, this might be slightly different for the research methods class, but the general format's the same. Sometimes in each week you'll have more than one unit. And when you go into those, again, you have your table of contents here, which you can click through and automatically skip the things. Let's say you wanted to skip down to the unit quiz, you could take a look at that. Now, both these classes I provide lecture material in multiple forms. All that stuff's embedded right into the modules, whether it's a lecture video or a PowerPoint I want you to download, it's all in these modules. Alright, so let's jump back to introductory unit, which you're in currently. I just wanted to quickly walk you guys through a couple of different types of assignments you're going to have in this class. The first one would be introduction assignments, which you're going to be working on shortly after watching this video. And with all these, you open them up and you get a page with instructions for the discussion, and then you click this button here to go to the discussion, and it takes you to the page. And I see this first discussion in both these classes, an introduction discussion where I want you guys to introduce yourselves. You can see there's nothing posted there yet. But what you do, you would go in and click Create Thread, and then post your subject and your message, and that would be how you would accomplish that. Now just to walk you through this process, let's say we create thread. You put in whatever text you want for your subject and your actual message. One thing I want you guys to do for your introduction though is actually upload a picture. So to do that, you would click on this little insert file link here and then browse your computer to find that picture. So I want you guys to do that so I can put a face on everybody since it's an online class. One other thing you can do that would be helpful would be to take the same picture and you can upload it to your Blackboard profile if you have not already done so. To do that, you would actually click up here where you have your name on the top of Blackboard. Basically, it's going to start you out on courses, but you want to come down and click on settings and then click on personal information. And then you click personalize my settings, use a custom avatar, browse my computer, in which case you're going to look for whatever picture you have that you want to use, and hit submit. And that should show up basically in all of your discussion threads and whatnot. Alright, let's navigate back to the class. Alright, I'm back at the class's home page. I do want to go over some of the other functions here. So again, another thing, we went through, got to discussions one way before. You can also get to the discussions by clicking on this discussions tab right here. And that takes you there, and then you would click here to go back into it. Now, some of the things I wanted to cover at this portion here, I want to talk about, okay, how do you access quizzes? We have a introductory quiz in this first unit. The syllabus quiz, you basically come in and there's this little click to launch here, and you click that and then follow the directions. For all quizzes and tests, that's what you're going to be doing. Similar to discussion, you actually click to launch the discussion. Now that's the format that a lot of your assignments and tests are obviously going to be either discussions or take this same format here of this quiz. The other format you're going to see stuff in this class is in a Dropbox, which I'm going to skip ahead to a unit you guys don't have access to yet, but for example, your assignment 11 in my stats class, you have the directions when you click on it. Again, if you come around specifically right when you click on the tab here, it's going to take you to the assignment. And how I want all this submitted is for you guys to browse your computers, and all this should be done in a Word document. And that should be uploaded here, preferably in what's called a .rtf file, which is compatible with no matter what program you're using to create it. It should be something I can open. Okay, I believe that's everything major that I want to talk about. As far as your weekly units, each week a new one of these is going to open. Right now you guys can only see week 1, but always, if you have any questions about the class or about Blackboard or some tools not working right, email me immediately. And I do want you guys to use the Blackboard email because I will respond much more quickly than if you send it through the campus email. Alright, well, everyone have a fantastic day, and again, if you have any questions, let me know.